welcome everyone to the senior parent meeting for the end of senior year and graduation. It's a very exciting time of year. We are thrilled to be at this moment, and I'm not going to say anything that's going to jinx us. So a lot of activities planned for between now and graduation, and really the goal of this meeting is to share all those things with you and refer you to where you can see additional information about all of that and answer any questions you have. And I'm actually going to start by reminding all of you, and this is what we've done every year at this meeting, that seniors still need to do work in school. Maybe I don't need to remind you, but I am reminding your children of that grades do still count, that a final transcript is shared with the college that your child decides to go to. And I will warn you that it doesn't happen often, but we have had students admission rescinded due to very poor grades second semester senior year. So I would just remind you, I will remind your children that it's important to finish on a strong note. And probably more important than just, not having admission rescinded is to sort of be on an upward trajectory as one enters college. So along with that, seniors who maintain a B average in their classes second semester are exempt from finals. We will be gathering information at the end of third quarter about seniors who might have to take a final exam. Hopefully none, but once in a while we do have a few, and we will communicate that with parents. But this is just my message that you can reiterate to your seniors. Grades still count, transcripts get sent to colleges, and colleges do look at them. So I know it can be a little bit hard to keep seniors motivated, but we just have, I would say at this point, like a month and a half until really the school piece of school is done, and then a lot of fun activities happen. So with that fun message, I'm going to pass it over, I think, to Romy and Kelly, who are going to begin.
Wow, thank you. Somehow I felt that was directed at me, but we'll see. So there's a few of us talking tonight. I just want to give a quick overview. Kelly and I are running the graduation part of the festivities, but there's really 4 major parts that happen basically after the Easter break going forward. So we have a lot of activities for the seniors. We have an official senior week, and then we have the ending ceremonies of the baccalaureate and the graduation. So one thing I just wanted to start out with, because it impacts everyone who's talking, is that we created a very basic website that we were hoping that we could just store all the information for you guys and kind of refer back to there for all of these pieces for the seniors for the rest of the year. We're going to try to get all the RSVP stuff linked there and everything, but if you'll just let me share my screen for a sec, I will show you what it looks like. Who knows what else I have on my screen? Nope, that's our notes, Kel.
Oh, yeah.
Hold on. I can't see it. There it is. So if you go to the Bronx, let me just back up a little, the Bronxville High School page, and then under parents, can you guys see this? Yeah. Under the parents section, there's now a section called 2022 graduation, and it's really more than graduation. So it's really all of these activities which we're going to talk about tonight. So you may want to leave it open. But we try to put sort of the highlights at the top, but then if you scroll down, there's a section on the senior week, which we're going to talk about next, and everything that is related to that will be coming, hopefully, again, like RSVPs for the mom prom and the pop hop, those kind of things we hope to add. There's a special senior week section because there's so much going on just within that 1 week of senior week, May 16th to 20th. And then baccalaureate, information, and the actual graduation. So I just wanted to start by showing you guys that. If you want to look at it while we're talking, that would be probably helpful. And we're going to always be referring back to it and having the link, and it's going to be updating all the time. So please just get in the habit of looking at it and refreshing the screen so you'll see if anything was updated. So from there, let's switch. Maybe Hillary, you want to take over from now?
Sure. Actually, you covered some of the dates and everything, so thank you. I'm done. No, actually, just on. So I am one of the class parents, along with Jenny Sullivan, Marie Denning, and Ashley Grammons, and we're all thrilled to really tell everyone that we're actually moving forward with all, or most, if not all, of the senior activities that they've traditionally held during the spring season. So starting with the Mom Prom on April 21st at the Field Club, and then followed by the Pop Pop on the 23rd at Siwanoy. Invitations will go out for both electronically on April 1st, and you'll be able to register directly with hopefully no checks, but you'll be able to go through the membership ID or family ID or membership toolkit to go ahead and sign up. And we'll also put that link on the website to just keep it clean and consolidated. So if you have any questions about those, I think my information, my email is on the website. So please feel free to reach out. Then we're following up quickly with Senior Week, starting technically on the week of 16th, but with activities taking place the 17th through the 20th. We are doing a lot of the traditional things, but we are also incorporating 2 half days of community service, which they did last year, which actually was a great big success. And then we're lightening it up a little bit with some more senior fun activities and food trucks, and kind of not making it so school oriented and that they're being talked to. So we're really excited. We have the information up on the web. I'm not going to mire you in details right now, so feel free to check it out. So things may change a little bit, but pretty much a lot of it's up there. And then we're going to culminate the week with prom, Friday the 20th. So that is all I am going to talk about right now. But Ashley, do you want to talk about the video?
Yes. Hi, I'm Ashley, and I am working with Mr. Doyle, Teresa Marcola, and Maggie Krieg in Bronco TV on the senior class video. Miss Meyer sent out a Google form to both the parents and the seniors about a week ago. Sorry, my dogs are of course barking. And on that link, there's also on our webpage, the webpage that Romy and Kelly put together, there's also a link to it. Maggie and Teresa and I tried it out. We tried to upload pictures. It all works. And so that's good. And then the Google form is also attached to the senior link. And then thank you to everyone who's already submitted their photos and their comments. They're great. We're getting them. We're putting them in folders. And we are looking forward to putting this together for the class of 2022. 2 important dates for you guys to know for your kids. Tuesday, April 5th and Tuesday, April 26th during X Block, we are going to be hosting pizza lunches for the seniors, and Bronco TV will be interviewing every senior who can come to that, and hopefully everybody can come to one or both. And we're going to be doing individual and group videos so that we have a really inclusive video that encapsulates the entire grade. The deadline to submit your senior individual and group pictures and answer questions is Friday, April 29th. We are hoping for a nice mix of individual group pictures that will make for a senior video that represents each and every senior in their sports, after school hobbies, performing arts, robotics, STEM, or even just their after school job. So we just want everybody to be captured. If there are any parents on this Zoom that have a background in film or video production and are interested in helping out, please reach out to me. We would love to capture your time and talent. And again, thank you. That's it.
I did see one question for you, Ashley, is that can you submit the Google form more than once? Yes,
That is an
yes.
excellent question. Yes, you can. In fact, you could submit your Google form 25 to 35 times. So if you only have 5 or 10 minutes to work on it, you find the kindergarten picture or the senior picture or the 5 pictures out of the 20 pictures, you absolutely can go in every time and go back and edit it and update it. In fact, that's probably more realistic since who has 40 hours to compile all the pictures from your child's last 13 years. And same with the questions. So yes, you can keep contributing to it multiple times. I believe it was sent to both the kids and the parents, so they could both participate in this. And as well on the April 5th date and the April 26th date, we'll be taking pictures, doing videos, and also have a questionnaire for them to fill out the answers to the questions that we also put on the Google form.
And also, I don't know, Hillary, if you saw Larry's question, but has the community service been determined for the senior week? Oh, Hillary just got kicked out apparently. Or Anne, do you know the answer to that? I actually don't know the answer.
I actually know that.
Yes. Oh, go ahead, Ashley.
Ashley, okay.
Sorry. Yeah, I do know that because we added a new service project this year. So the Fuller House, I'm a new person from 11th grade. My daughter transferred, but the Fuller House has been very popular in the past. So we're keeping the Fuller House. And then we added the Reformed Church of Mount Vernon, which the Reformed Church has a partnership with. And there will be a volunteer service project the same day. So half the students will go to Fuller House on the first day. The other half will go to the Reformed Church in Mount Vernon, where they need cooking and yard cleanup and planting. The second day, the child who went to the Fuller House will go to Reformed Church in Mount Vernon. The other child will go to Fuller House. So they'll swap. So they'll both have the service experiences. They'll have the same experiences, and they'll come back at the end of the day for that afternoon activity.
Thank you.
And last year, the Fuller House was one of the seniors' favorite activities. It was really meaningful and like a bonding experience for the seniors. I think I'm next on the list to go over shadowing a bit. And so I'm going to share my screen right now. I have some information. I also just wanted to take a second, and I know Romy did this to a certain extent, and just give an overview. So AP exams occur the first 2 weeks of May, and essentially after that is when all of these activities start in full swing. So on May 16th, it's the last day of classes for the seniors. Mr. Lassane, who I asked today, do you have any messages for me to share with our senior parents? He said, please remind them their children need to bring their books back, their textbooks, library books, Chromebooks, because he ends up making a lot of phone calls and trying to track those down. So please, that last day of classes, we will send out reminders, but we remind you too, it's an opportunity to get things out of your house that you do not need in there any longer. And then, as was described, senior week's happening the 17th to the 20th, and this year prom is on the 20th. Then we begin senior shadowing. Now, just to remind you, senior week attendance is required. You have to call in if your child's going to be absent for any of it. It takes the place of school, so students need to attend. Then we begin senior shadowing on Monday, May 23rd. And this year, because of the way the schedule worked out, we do have 3 weeks of shadowing. I've been in contact with parents who've hosted in the past, and a lot of parents are either still working remotely or have recently returned to the office, and the office doesn't allow as much flexibility with visitors. As a result of getting that feedback, I went into all the English classrooms of seniors and sort of gauged their ability to set up their own senior shadowing experience, because I'm not going to be able to generate as many opportunities with the 2 parents who are helping out with this as we might have in the past. And most seniors felt confident that they could do that. I have reduced the amount of hours we're requiring per week, since it is something seniors are going to have to set up on their own, to 10 hours per week, which means by the end of the 3 weeks, seniors need to shadow, which is go out, shadow a professional, get a job, do some work, do some community service, that counts as well. They need to do a total of 30 hours. It does not need to be spread over the 3 weeks. It can take place in a more condensed way. But by the end of the 3 weeks, we need 30 hours. I will remind all of you, and this will be shared individually if there's any student in this situation, But if there's a senior who has not completed their coursework or is going to fail a course or is in danger of not graduating, that senior will not participate in senior week or senior shadowing. They'll attend classes and we will set up special sessions to try to get them through the requirements so that they can graduate on time. So the basics, as I mentioned, are 3 weeks of shadowing, 30 hours total. Each senior is going to need to design their own experience, and what they will need to do, I will be sending out a Google form at the beginning of April. You will get it. Your senior will get it. I'll go into English classrooms and tell them. And that senior is going to need to fill out information about how they're going to be logging that 30 hours. That might be information about one experience that they're going to do for 30 hours, or 5 different experiences that add up to 30 hours, or anything in between. They're going to need to print that out and you will need to sign it. It's essentially a permission slip that you're aware of what they're doing, and this is what they'll be doing for those 3 weeks. The deadline for that is going to be the end of April. So I will be chasing down every single senior to get these forms to make sure all those seniors have shadowing set up. All the seniors need to do as far as requirements during this experience is they need to hand in a timesheet. I actually create templates in Google Sheets. They just need to go in and fill out the information, have their supervisor sign it. They often take a picture and submit it to the Google Classroom. I'll be inviting them all to the senior shadowing Google Classroom. And then each experience they do, they'll do a short journal entry. These get submitted to Google Classroom by Monday, June 13th. That's the day of the award ceremonies. That's also the day I'll chase down people who haven't submitted it. So this is a requirement. It's taking the place of school during those 3 weeks. So again, 30 hours for seniors to get this done. We will have some opportunities in our back pocket for seniors who absolutely cannot find something. Jeannie Sipple and I, and is it Chris, I think, Jeannie? Yep. Chris Gunther, I believe, is working with us to see if there's anything that a senior who can't find something might get hooked up with, but I'm also working in the building to see if any elementary classrooms, special classes, art rooms, PE, things like that, seniors could be helpful. Don't tell your senior that. Let's try to get them to find something on their own, even a job. Or if they're doing a WISE internship, and I've talked to all the WISE students, they can continue that. Also, if students are performing in baccalaureate, their rehearsal for baccalaureate can count as shadowing hours. And finally, I will just add this. In the past, I'm not jinxing anything, but in the past, we have had sports teams that have been very successful and had to travel later into the season and found it a little bit challenging to complete all those shadowing hours. So we do work with teams if that were to take place to make sure, that obviously is not in their control, and that would be something they'd have to miss school for. So we make accommodations for that. Any questions? Okay, and please don't hesitate to email me, Jeannie, Chris, anyone who, if you have any questions, I am around. You can send your senior to me to talk about it. We'll brainstorm, we'll figure something out. This is an opportunity to get out of the classroom, explore something of interest, try something out. It's really the time of year where being in a classroom is not super productive for the senior or the teacher who's teaching the class. So that's where this has become a successful program. I'm going to hand it over. I'm not sure, is it Laura's next? Great.
Hi, for those of you who may not know me, I'm Laura Van Tienhoven. I actually don't have a senior. I'm helping with the baccalaureate. This role is run by a junior parent. Hillary Blumenreich is helping me. And she does have a senior, but also a sophomore, which is why she's helping me, because she'll be chairing this next year. For those who don't know what Baccalaureate is, it's a performance-based celebration of any senior who wants to showcase their talent, singing, dancing, reading a poem. There's also a visual arts component. Students may show one piece of art or a collection of art. And this will all take place on Thursday, June 16th, right before graduation. So the celebration is held in the auditorium, starting at 5 p.m. And there's a reception afterwards. Included in the auditorium this year, I believe we have room for all seniors and senior parents. Is that correct, Anne? Okay, so I do believe each is limited to 2 guests just for capacity issues, but hopefully all will attend. It's a really nice night. And the sign up for the students, which the parents will be copied on, should go out in April, mid-April. And there's a deadline of mid-May for students to sign up. Anyone who's debating this and wants to learn more, Pam Simpson is running the performing arts component and Courtney Allen, the visual arts. So I would encourage any senior who's considering this and needs to learn more to go and speak with them directly. Certainly they can contact me, but the entire performance is being handled internally through the school this year. So really I'm more responsible for just the coordination of the event itself. So anyone have questions? As Romy said, the information and the updates will be added to the website. So if no questions, I think Romy and Kelly are going to talk about graduation.
Thanks, Laura. That's great. As the parent volunteers, Romy and I are, doing graduation, running graduation, and it's our job, and as well as many others, to make sure that this day is a wonderful, memorable, and a happy occasion. Our kids have worked so hard. They've been through a lot, and they deserve this really special moment. So there was a lot of work that goes on behind the scenes with baccalaureate and graduation, senior week, senior activities. And there's a lot of people that are volunteering on various committees, and that number will increase as the ceremonies get closer. So we just want to make sure that we thank all of this year's volunteers. A lot of them are junior parents as well. None of this would be possible without their help. It's a tremendous help for all of us. Laura mentioned Baccalaureate Ceremony will be held on June 16th at 5 p.m. in the auditorium. And graduation this year will be June 18th at 6:30 p.m. And immediately following, we will have a reception, a little ceremony, brief reception on the front lawn for students, their families, faculty, and the administration. And I think Romy's going to touch on
I was just going to share my screen again and just kind of go through. A lot of times we have, can you guys see my screen? Yeah, okay. A lot of times we get questions about the the days of, and we're a little early now, and I really think this is going to feel more in full force after the Easter break. But it's just on this website. And by the way, we had a good question, but it's actually, you have to go through the main high school page, not just the main overall, what's it called? Not the whole, it's the high school page, and then there's the parent section. And we're going to send out a link. But I just want to be clear on that, because there's also a parent section on the overall school website. So anyway, the ceremony is on the 18th. There will be a live stream link, which we'll post at the, closer to the date. As always, every year there's a mandatory rehearsal, and Anne is going to be in charge of getting the kids to go to that. It's really important. It's when we learn where everyone sits and on the diet, on the steps. So they hopefully everyone will be there. We have traditionally had the white dresses and the white tuxes or the dinner jackets. I think the dresses, anybody who's interested in that has done that already, but if for tuxedo rental, there is already information here. You can click on that to get some information about local people who've always helped us with tuxedos. We're working on the actual printed invitations. And what we're doing is every family is going to get one formal invitation for the family. And then we always add a couple extra, 2 extra. So if you want to send them to family, you're welcome to do that. There will be more extras in the high school office if you need more than those 2. And so hopefully you'll see those in the mail around May 1st. And as we always do, we set up reserved seating for the graduation ceremony. Obviously, it's going to be easier if it's outside and a little bit more squished if it's inside. But there's a Google form this year, which is coming shortly, where you can submit how many seats you want. But each graduate is going to get up to 6 seats. And reserve seats. And just so you know, there's really not a bad seat in the house, and there's plenty of room, and there's always unreserved seats in the back, and there's plenty of room on the sides and everything. So there's a lot of great seats. And also, as usual, June Greenspan is going to be taking graduation photos. She really reaches out to the families directly. So look for that. But I did include her email in case anybody just wants to reach out. And then we are having the post-graduation family dinner, which is optional at Siwanoy. And it will be done as well through Membership Toolkit. So please sign up if you haven't already on Membership Toolkit. I'm assuming most of you guys have accounts, but if you don't, go ahead and sign up. Because there's going to be a window for RSVPing to this dinner, and it's done on a first come first serve basis. So I'm hoping we can accommodate almost everyone, but it just depends on how many people RSVP. And then finally, there's the great tradition from the Bronxville School Foundation. If you're interested in buying a brick for your graduate, there's a form here to do that. It supports the school, obviously, and it's such a great way to commemorate your child's achievements. And then there is going to be, the PTA does so much to support this and make it easier for all of us parents. So we're just going to show you guys how important they are to everything that we do. So please just get in the habit of updating and looking at this sheet, and we'll get the link out to everybody very soon. So I think what we're going to do is I'm going to stop sharing. Let's see, there's one question. Oh, yes, right. So sorry, if graduation goes inside, we will have fewer seating. So it's going to be up to 4 per family seats rather than 6 reserved seats outside. So let's just not even think about that and just assume it's going to be sunny and beautiful. But hopefully that's not a surprise that we're going to have fewer seats inside. So I'm just wondering if anybody has questions. I'd love for everyone to stay on to talk about some other senior activities that Anne may or may not want to stay on for. And so, but if anybody else has questions for Anne, we are about this, please let us know now, and otherwise we will bid her adieu and stop recording. Yeah.
So I was just going to mention that we wait as long as possible to make that decision if we do need to move inside. So you do want to be aware of that, because if there's not a clear forecast, we try to have it outside almost no matter what. And even if it's like scattered showers, we will wait till noon that day to make that decision, because we really want to be out front. So, you might have people that are planning to come, and then all of a sudden maybe the numbers get reduced. The only reason for that is we want to do as much as possible to try to have it outside. Number one, because it's beautiful, it's iconic. Also, you can have more guests, and we do have a lot more availability for people to just stand and be at the ceremony. So I wanted to mention that. I think we've not mentioned this yet, and I'm not sure if all of you are aware, it is going to be the 100th commencement ceremony of the Bronxville School this year. It's very special. We're doing a number of extremely special things for the ceremony. And what I would just say is we're trying to include alums in and at the ceremony. So it's sort of like Bronxville past and present. And yeah, I think it's going to be really special. And I have to say, I love this class so much. And I know you are the parents of these seniors, and maybe it's because we've been through so much together. I just absolutely love them. And it's so special that this is the 100th commencement. And I'm so happy. I'm already so excited about it, and to be able to have this with them. So just know that we're going to do everything we can to make it a wonderful event, and every event from here till the end of the year. And I'm so thrilled that we have all these things planned for them, and they get to celebrate. When I went into the English classrooms, I'll tell one quick story. It was a little bit earlier this month, and I said to the seniors, 2 years ago, this is when schools shut down. Like, just imagine. And so I think they really appreciate all the wonderful things coming up, and they're just a fantastic group. So I had to share that with all of you. I'm happy to answer questions now, but please, please, please don't hesitate to email me. No question is, a stupid question. We're here to make sure everyone feels informed and aware, and just email me at any point, or anyone who spoke on this call. I know we're happy to help. So I'm going to stop recording and leave. Enjoy the rest of the evening.
Thanks, Mom. Thanks, Mom. See ya.
Sorry. Bye.
Bye.